if you are looking for an objective, critical manga chapter review, then you need to get the fuck out of this one. I can't do it for this one. I just can't. My objectivity has been compromised by God Usopp's awesomeness. This chapter could have had Zoro cutting Pika's head off, or Robin and Nami lesbian porn action. I still would not have been this hyped up. Oh my gosh, Oda. And see, the way that it just all comes full circle is amazing. There's a part in the beginning with Rebecca, whatever. There's a very important part though, and that's when Luffy tells her, I'm glad you got to meet your dad. I'm Luffy. I'm not Lucy. I'm Luffy, and I'm going to be king of the pirates. Now, the reason why that's important is because Usopp's greatest asset or strength comes in when he's trying to protect Luffy's dream. One of the best developed characters in this entire show. Second only to Luffy and Zoro. And by the way, in case you didn't know, my favorite Straw Hats, for number one, it's a tie between Luffy and Zoro, and for number two, it's a tie between Usopp and Robin. So right here, right now, with the people that are in play, I'm good to go. Sanji, I miss you, but holy shit. And speaking of Sanji, Usopp gets what appears to be some type of observation haki. Okay, so Sanji and the normal observation haki is that it allows you to dodge, right? You predict, or I guess you sense your opponent's movements, which is something that Sanji does. But Sanji's observation haki leans kind of like him being very extremely abnormally intuitive, which is why he came in to save Tashigi from Virgo when she started crying and stuff, because he's like, I sensed a woman's tear falling, right? But Usopp, he's like, he can see auras. What the fuck? Now, we've had some hints of this. If you go back to Enies Lobby, like when they're about to blow the place up, and Luffy can't move, Usopp is the first one to sense the going merry approaching. Usopp's the one to tell Robin, I need you to throw Luffy into the ocean. And Zoro's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So that's kind of a hint. Now, even before that, with the help of Violet's clairvoyance, and this is kind of like one of the reasons why I think Usopp awakens this type of abilities, because Violet's not always going to be able to be there for him to tell him what's going on, or provide him with insight. So she says, so the door has iron bars. How many bars are there? 1 vertical, 3 horizontal. There's about 1.2 meters from the garden's ground to the lower part of the window. Sugar's height is about the same. And then Usopp's just like going ham. Like, what's the size of the lowest window frame? Like 50 by 40. Holy shit. And then he fires. And it doesn't fucking matter that the Dressrosa citizens are tackling him because he already predicted. He had to over-predict where the fuck the shot was going to land, what it was going to do to get there. Fucking amazing shit. Doesn't give a flying fuck. He's on the ground. It's like, yeah, Luffy. It was his experience with Sugar and Treble the first time that got him concerned over Luffy. So in a way, that experience, even though I personally didn't like it, but it made him realize, holy shit, like I don't ever want to forget Luffy. Because like this happened to Robin, and I'm like, oh no, no way in hell I'm letting this happen again to somebody I care about. So he's like, fuck it, I'm just Viola, help me out here. So he does this, and he says, Luffy, like, you don't have to notice me, which is really, really interesting for Usopp, because usually he's the attention whore, right? He's like, look at me, and I'm the brave pirate of the fucking ocean. But here he's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be noticed. I want to help my captain. And I've said this time and time again, but I think out of the entire Straw Hat crew, there's a special type of bond and relationship between Zoro and Luffy and Usopp and Luffy that none of the other Straw Hats share. And it's just incredibly special, and it's scenes like this that just make it even stronger and just throw it in your face. And even after Violet says, you took out Sugar, Usopp's like, what about them? And Violet says, they're fine. Luffy is good. And it's like, would be mad funny because in this chapter, Violet says, Usopp, you're amazing. It'd be mad funny if Viola ended up falling for Usopp instead of Sanji. Props to Conjuro for helping with the Usopp face drawing. This was an amazing chapter. What else can I say? By the end of this chapter, you can infer the fact that Law is going against Treble, and Luffy's going against Doflamingo, because Luffy always takes out the boss. But at the same time, I think that Trouble is a good match for Law, because if Law tries to cut him, Trouble is made out of goo, right? So he could, I don't think that's going to be such an impediment, because he could just reform. If you slice him up, he could just maybe just reform elsewhere. Plus, wasn't there, I think it was established that Trouble was pretty freaking fast. I've been watching SAO2. There's a girl on the show called Sinnoh, and she's a sniper. She has this huge ass fucking rifle. Usopp will give you a run for your money with his fucking slingshot, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like the fanboyism/video if you enjoyed it. Tell me your thoughts about the chapter below, and subscribe to follow the adventures of God Usopp of the Seven Seas in this series of One Piece. Thank you so much. Catch you guys later. Woo!